So we're gonna spend the next 6 hours making a game, but we will switch every 30 minutes. How this is gonna work is, me and my brother have 30 minutes to make anything we want before we switch. Once we get up from this chair, we cannot talk, we cannot share ideas, we cannot leave comments on what needs to be done. I went first with a clear idea of making an airplane game. I wanted to make a playing game for a really long time, so I made a really dope airplane controller, added this nice skybox, and that was my time. This is all I did. Really makes you wonder, can we actually do this? My bro saw a plane and then got flabbergasted. What do I do now? He's never done an airplane game or any game that involves some type of vehicle, so he did the easiest thing possible. Added animations, so nothing really changed on his go. But seeing that he actually didn't do much actually surprised me, because I was kinda stumped. What should I even add? I haven't thought this through at all, so I added some buildings, making the main mechanic actually trying to avoid crashing into buildings. Hey bro, maybe a bad idea, huh? So in the dying minutes of my go, I expectedly removed the buildings and changed the camera angle, because you couldn't see shit. And then I added some coins and ended my turn. My bro finally got his head out of his ass and started doing something. If he continued to have no ideas, it would be game over for us, since I can't do everything alone. He made some missiles going towards you and added some particles, sounds, and the ability for missiles to kill you. And now we have the very first print of what this game should be. A very simple mobile game where the main gameplay is to avoid missiles and pick up coins. And that took us only 2 hours. But I wasn't satisfied with the gameplay, because honestly it's not fun at all. The missiles just come in randomly and kill you without the ability of letting you escape danger. So I had an idea to add quick indicators of where the rockets will shoot from, leaving the player with the ability to avoid them more efficiently. I first found this model, but it was absolute trash. It was a road sign, for Christ's sake. So I decided to spend my entire time modeling this indicator and adding it into the game, which proved out to be very useful since the danger indicator turned out really great. While my bro also spent his time on somewhat uninteresting things trying to make the game look better, the indicators were all in the wrong spots. The game was without post-processing, so it looked like cheese stuck to an ass cheek, but again, well spent turn fixing things right at the beginning, so we had the foundation done. We have only 3 hours left to publish this game, and it became so stressful. Every time it's your go, you spend a couple of minutes just trying to think what to add, because you cannot waste any time. You cannot think about what to add while the other person is doing the work, since you never know what the other person is thinking about adding, so you had to think only when your time has already started. So I had to do the most I could, fixing the issue of leaving the game area, because you can just fly up and you're gone. So I added this very cool effect that tells you if you're out of the play area. I was inspired by Battlefield for this, but it really suits this game as well. Now with the main gameplay done, it's now time to make this game a real game. Every game has to have some sort of progression. A player won't play a game where the plane is just going up and down. You have to give players some sense of why they're playing what they're playing, some sense of achievement. So we added new planes which cost coins that you pick up while you're playing the game, and depending on how many coins you pick up and have, you get better and better planes. So we added new planes like the paper planes, jets, commercial planes, and so on. All of these planes need animating, sounds, implementing, so a whole turn was spent adding them. Also fixing the problems with colliders, and this is where the problem started to break out again. When it was my brother's turn, he got to finishing only half of the planes, which left me in a really difficult position where I don't know how he did things. So half of the planes are done his way and the other half is done my way, and that left us very confused, because sometimes planes didn't fly in the right direction even, and that's why I had to completely change the way planes are being made. And this is the biggest issue of this challenge, the fact that if you don't understand how the other person did something, you just have to move on, because the time limit is there and approaching really fast, and he doesn't have the ability to explain. So I had to spend another one of my goes just to make the main gameplay playable to a point of being good. Now every plane that is played feels nice. And when the main gameplay with every plane was fixed and well played, my bro decided to make the plane select, and that was the only logical solution to do. And I kinda knew that he was gonna do that, because that was the only logical thing to do next, and that calmed us down a lot. The feeling of pressure kinda was going away. We were looking better, and maybe even thought that we had escaped the most difficult part so far. It was an hour and a half left and the plane select had been done, since the idea came from my Racer Mania game. And expect nothing more to say than this: UI is looking juicy. Look at his fine ass button. Oh, I wish that were true, because honestly it's a horror show. At least it worked. Huh? Now it's crunch time, baby. Time to fix this ugly piece of shit. You guys already know that my designer skills are in par with a 3-year-old. But from previous projects, I learned some cool stuff like having matching buttons with different colors to indicate certain things, adding same fonts to stay consistent. It was actually very satisfying to do UI. Oh my god, I actually never thought I would say this. And the last 30 minutes was saved for making the change of purchasing the planes saved into a file somewhere on your device. Without this, if you buy a plane and exit the app, the purchase actually resets because it has no way of knowing what you actually did. And obviously games wouldn't be fun if games don't have any sense of difficulty or progression of the main gameplay. We needed something in the main gameplay to make the player feel like he's improving and progressing and achieving more and more. So the higher the score, rockets become faster and eventually more rockets spawn at the same time. And it actually gets really intense and interesting. But if you stay alive for longer, you get high reward because there's more coins. My high score is 51 and it's pretty difficult because the turning point is 50 and that's where everything goes super fast. If you manage to beat me, make sure you leave a comment. And you're probably wondering, can I actually play this crap of yours that you call a game? Well, since a lot of you requested last time to play our game, we decided to let you guys play it. It is available on both Android and iOS, and yeah, keep in mind that this game was made only in 6 hours and we switched every 30 minutes without having an idea what to make or do or even talking to each other or what to do next. It was pretty goddamn hard. So yeah, if you like the video, subscribe so I can keep making more.